it's Shawnee. Welcome back. So I just want to do a little look and have a little chat. Just getting back from yoga. And I'll tell you about that. And I think I'm going to use the Flying Fiddles palette from Adept Cosmetics. I've popped into it a little bit, but yeah. Now, I'm just going to use one of my regular paint-based eye primers, but at some point I will also do a look using my, I had a little bit of shimmer on. Hopefully I got it all off. Using my Danessa Myricks ColorFix Matte in Blackout. I have an old video where I used I used a black base, a brown base, and a like cream base to show the difference in how multi-chromes and stuff show up. So I definitely want to show you how I can do that again, right? Okay, so I have this for black, then I can use one of these for like brown, and then I have a white one or like cream. But today, just for the sake of just like doing something real quick, I'm just going to use one of these. So this is a Colored Rain paint base. Yeah, so today started out, okay. It was okay. To renew your psychologist license, you have to, first of all, you have to get fingerprinted the first time you get your license, right? I think typically in whatever state you're getting it in, but I've had to do Maryland and DC to get my fingers printed. I didn't have to do Virginia. I feel like Virginia just be like, you want a license? Here you go. Anyway, you have to do it the first time, but all of a sudden with the renewal, you have to do it again. Because I guess they're like, we don't know what you've been doing in these 2 years or whatever. But I originally I've been licensed since like 2012. And I've just renewed it when I'm supposed to, right? Like you have to get a certain number of continuing education credits, a certain type of credits. Like you have to do some like in person or like synchronous, or like a live webinar or something. You can do a certain amount online, like you do it and then you take a test or whatever. So since I'm licensed in a couple places, what I do is I just focus on whatever state has the most requirements. So I meet those requirements and I should be good to go with every other place. Anyway, so I've been saying for so long, oh, I need to get my license renewed. Now I already renewed. Last year I renewed Virginia and DC. I did DC in like December, and every other March is Maryland. Then I have this other license that allows me to practice across in like some states virtually. Anyway, even though Maryland is every other year, no matter what, since I'm licensed in various places, I'm renewing a license every year, okay? So now Maryland is like, we're going to need you to do fingerprinting again, like every time you renew your license. So I've been saying, oh my gosh, I've got to get it done. And you know, when I worked at a university counseling center, it was so easy and quick to get my continuing education credits because you could just get them at the counseling center at the university. Now, being in private practice, I have to like stay up on it, you know, and I have to pay for it now too, which is something. So I try to attend as many free ones as I can. But then I also pay for some of them, because they're like really interesting topics that I want to make sure that I'm up on, you know. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I have got to get this thing going because I want to make sure that I have everything set up so I can just push renew and push pay and be done with it for the year. 2 years. I think I'll use this one. It's called Dahlia. Okay. Let's Let's see if this will pick it up. I might use my finger, which is kind of what I tend to do with multi-chromey shades. You know what? So that is relatively light. You know what I'm going to do? If I can, just wipe that off a little bit. I'm going to put down this shade. Either Tan Toffee Rose or Sahara. Maybe I'll do Sahara. Sahara. Yeah, I'll do this one. Because this is cute. So what was I saying? I don't know. Anyway. So license renewal. So I managed to go ahead and schedule for my fingerprinting for today. And I'm like, this is perfect. I'm going to get it done right on the first appointment in the morning. And you know what happened? I got lost. Are you surprised? You're not surprised. So I put in, like, I think it was last night or the night before, I put into, like, Apple Maps, you know, like, I want to get there by this time. So, you know how you can set it, like, ahead? And I was like, I'm going to get there. I'm going to try to get there, like, 10 to 15 minutes early. So that's accounting for my penchant of getting lost. Now, I left 10 minutes later than I meant to. already, right? Shenanigans. And I'm like, okay, I think I got it in terms of the directions. Now, first of all, I had to switch to Google Maps because when I got in the car, the Apple Maps was like, there are no turn-by-turn directions for this location. Like, okay, weird. But I'm like, whatever. So I used Google Maps. That was fine. I got there. Now, let's say that the address is like 9292, right? So I'm driving and I see 9200. And I'm like, okay, so it's got to be around here, right? Let me go a little bit further down because this is 9200. I need to go 9292. That's where I need to go. So I drive a little bit further and just like a block, just not even a block, I'm sorry, just like a building or two. And then I'm at 9300. So I'm like, okay, what happened here? Like, where are all the numbers between 9200 and 9300? Like, where are they? So when I tell you, I kid you not, I must have made so many U-turns and 3-point turns in the same area about 10 or 15 minutes, okay? So guess who's late now, right? I'm running late. And like the GPS is just, I'm confused. Like, I know people are always like, use your GPS. I'm like, I do be using it. I use it, okay? I do. It I just accept, we all need to accept that it is not my strong suit. Like, dang. So I'm steady on looking at the left side of the road. Finally, I'm like, let me try the right side. I go up in the right side, and that's where the thing is. But I'm like, I don't But you see, I had gone over to that point as well. But I kid you not, there was a building that was like 4305. So I'm like, how I get to 43 and I was just at 92. Anyway, so I get there, but I'm only about 5-10 minutes late, right? And they said it was gonna take like 15 minutes, so that, you know, they can hurry up. And I'm like, oh, it's a little chilly. Let me grab my sweatshirt. Not realizing the sweatshirt that I had in the car was the one that said, sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to come. So my bold behind is walking in late to this appointment with a sweatshirt that says, sorry, I'm late. I didn't want to come. I just tried not to like draw any attention to it. And I just tried to be like super nice, you know, and we did it. It was pretty quick. I hope everything is fine. Not I'll have no record, y'all. But the first time I had gotten fingerprinted from Maryland, I went and I got this call and they were like, we need you to come redo your fingerprints because they didn't show up. Don't say that too loud. Don't say that too loud. Because that don't make no sense. Humans' fingerprints, they show up. They supposed to, right? I'm just like, shh. So I go and I redo them. And I'm just curious, okay? I'm like, did my family not tell me something? Because why? So I'm just hoping this time they show up. Because I don't have time, okay? I don't have time for these shenanigans. So anyway, then I get home. You know, I write them a little Google review. And then I get home. It was good. They were real cool, real chill. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get some work done because this is my admin day. You know, I'm answering questions from my office manager about scheduling someone and blah, 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 blah. I'm signing all the clinical notes from my supervisees because when you supervise someone, they're under your license. So you have to you have to like co-sign all of their notes. So I did that. I made sure all of my notes were done. I scheduled 2 people for this week who needed like emergency appointments. Like I was just like on the ball. And then I was like, okay, I'm a little tired. Let me feed Rose, which I did. And then I'm just going to take a little nap. So everything's going well. I wake up and I'm like, I'm going to take a nap before yoga. And I actually thought maybe I'll do a little video real quick and then I'll go to yoga. So I took a nap, I got up, I started trying to do a video and I just wasn't feeling it. So I was like, okay, what else? Because I was like rushing. And I'm like, let me just go ahead and go to yoga and maybe I'll do one when I get back, like what I'm doing right now. Now, I have been going to these 2 yoga classes back to back. I can't remember if I've been doing them from the start of, but I've been going for about a good half a year to a year. I've been doing the same 2 classes on this one day, right? I do 2 classes on these several days throughout the week. So I'm like, okay, cool. I was going to do, it was yoga for stress relief and then also restorative yoga. So restorative, it's really just a lot about rest, right? You're practically asleep. But because we're not doing much movement, it gets a little chilly. So I've been trying out different blankets. And I had a new blanket today because it's one that Jan recommended. Now I have one for my bed and I was like, I kind of like that one. So let me get a smaller one to take with me to yoga. So I'm just like ready. I have my blanket. I have my eye mask. I have my water, I have my sweatshirt. I'm just ready to rest, right? So it's about 4:30 and I get dressed for yoga and the studio is not that far from me. So if I leave here about 4:45, I'll still get there with like 5-6 minutes to spare with parking and everything. So I get there and I'm trying to park in the front. But people like to be difficult. I swear, out of Nevada, California, New York, New Jersey, Florida. Where else have I driven? Of course, Maryland, D.C., Virginia. I can't remember where else I've driven. I'm telling you, Missouri, Kansas, Chicago. Okay. Illinois. I swear they're the worst here. I mean, I know everybody says that where they live, that it's the worst drivers. But when I tell you, I think they're worse here. I'm gonna just go with that. Fight me if you want. That's just my experience, okay? So I'm trying to park. I'm trying to parallel park. Can y'all parallel park? I know Tracy can't. I'm trying to parallel park, but the yoga studio is like on one of the main little streets over here in this little city that I live in. So, and it's small. So you have like 2 lanes. You have one going that way, one going this way. So if you're trying to park over here, you essentially cars have to go around you, right? I'm sorry. I'm going to parallel park. I'm going to go up a little bit, put on my blinker, and I'm going to, you know. And then of course some fool come up behind me. This isn't the turning lane, sir. I'm actually just trying to park. So that's taking time and energy out of how much time I have to get into the studio. So I park and I'm like, it is 4:58. I gotta get in here. So the studio, there's like the main studio, and then there's a studio upstairs. So sometimes the classes are held upstairs and sometimes they're downstairs. Most of the classes I attend are downstairs in the main studio. So I get to the door and it says all classes are held upstairs today. So I'm like, that's so weird because this class is like always downstairs. So I walk in, I've got everything. I've got my yoga mat, got the little knee pad mat that goes with it. I have it all in a little bag. Then I have another bag that has the blanket, my sweatshirt, my water bottle, everything. I'm ready to go, right? I walk in and I'm like, there's somebody at the front desk. And I'm like, are all the classes upstairs? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, the sign says that it's upstairs. And she's like, what class are you coming to? You usually come to the 6 o'clock, right? And I'm like, what time is it? It was 5 o'clock. When I tell you I have been going to the same classes like 12 months straight, to these in particular. I don't know that I've ever taken a 5 o'clock class. Ever. So why was I at the yoga studio at 5 o'clock? So it's dark. Ain't nobody in there. And I'm like, oh, oopsies, like, yeah, I'm like, what the F do I do? And so, you know, yoga people are so zen. And she's like, oh, you know, you're free to stay. Like, and I was like, no, it's okay. Like, you deserve your time to chill without somebody up in here. And she's like, well, you're welcome to stay. When I hear you're welcome to stay, to me, that means, can you leave? So I was like, can I just leave my, you know, my stuff here? And that's what I did. And I went and sat in my car. I felt like such a goober. Like, come on. So, because I'm so close to like my house is close, right? I was like, okay, like maybe I'll just go home real quick and have a snack. Because if it's an hour later and I'm taking 2 classes, like I'm gonna probably be hungry at some point, right? So, in the meantime, I called my mom and I was like, girl, why did I get to the yoga class an hour early? And she was like, because you're crazy. And I was like, facts. So finally, like I came home, I had a little snack. Rose is looking at me like, why are you here right now? This is my party time. And then I went back and did the 2 classes or whatever. I was feeling like a plumb fool. Just a fool, okay? But you know, I got some other foolishness for you. And it does not involve myself. Okay. There's this girl in Nashville. And this was on TikTok. Now, I don't have TikTok. But I somehow, you know, just trip upon stories from TikTok. Just trying to do something here. So I read this story about this young woman named Bailey Cormier. Now, when I hear the name Bailey, you know, I feel like lots of names evoke different things, right? And when I hear Bailey, I immediately think of like Orange County, California. I think Orange County, I think like maybe like Manhattan, like it just evokes a certain thing, right? And I don't know why. Bailey just sounds like the kind of name that the ladies and parents and stuff in Orange County and maybe like upstate New York, that's what they're gonna name their kids. So Miss Bailey, I don't even know if we know her age, but Miss Bailey she goes to her little email. She opens the email and it says that she has a coupon for a percentage off at Saks Fifth Avenue. Now, I have never shopped at Saks. I don't have it like that. But if you have, what's it like? Can I go with you? Like, I just want to smell what it smells like in sex. So, you know, never been. But I imagine if you get a coupon, I mean, that's a good deal, right? Even though I'm guessing the stuff is still going to be relatively expensive. Like, does sex have, like, regular people, brands? Like, can you get, like, I don't know. I'm sure you can't get, like, the Kohl's, brand or, like, the Target brand. I'm sure, right? But what can you get at Sex? I've never been. I'm going to go in with the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum from Danessa Myricks. Because Jan says she liked it. And I'm like, why don't I like it? I'm the same person. But I'm going to try it again. So, homegirl is like, cool, I have this coupon for percentage off. It doesn't say how much. I'm going to go ahead and buy myself a little something. Which it's like, okay, I love me a good coupon. I mean, she's over here getting Saks Fifth Avenue coupons, and I'm excited about the Old Navy Super Cash that I can use right now, right? Don't sleep on Old Navy, okay? That's where I got, like, all of my workout clothes. Let me tell you something. Anyway, so she goes on through, and I guess she had in her mind what she was going to get. You know how you wait for a sale so you can get something that's just, like, on your list of things to purchase? Miss Ma'am decides to get a Dolce & Gabbana, what is it called? A blue Mediterranean ashtray. Like an ashtray. Like an ashtray. An ashtray where you put the ash from your, like, smoking device. What else? So, okay, it does feel matte, guys. But, you know, I didn't do, like, all my skincare right before. So, I don't know. So what foundation do I want to use? I'm going to go ahead and use the Sephora Best Skin because it's sitting right here. So she orders this ashtray. It is $275, I believe, before tax. So if you add the tax on and then the shipping, well, shipping should be free at this point, right? But you're creeping up on $300 if you're not already there. So apparently Miss Bailey has $300 to spend on an ashtray. She's living a life that I am not, okay? So she orders it. She's super excited, right? And she gets the box from Saks. And she opens the box. And then she opens the Dolce & Gabbana box. And she, like, is opening the Dolce & Gabbana box because that's where the ashtray is going to be. Child, they didn't send her no ashtray. Let me tell you what they sent her. They sent her a can of albacore tuna in water. It's not even a brand name can of tuna. It's like regular. It's not even like, you know, Walmart brand, Target. I ain't never heard of it. And it's not like they couldn't even get Chicken of the Sea or they couldn't get Star Kissed. They sent this woman a can of tuna. Like, it's not a tuna shaped ashtray. It's a can of tuna. A can of tuna. Okay? And let me tell you something. It was packaged up. The like bubble wrappy thing, it was packaged up. Like signed, sealed, and delivered. So she's like, what? Why is there a can of tuna? I'm like 100% sure I ordered the Dolce & Gabbana Blue Mediterranean ashtray for $275. And now I have a can of albacore tuna in water, which is good, better than in oil. And this don't make no sense. So she, of course, goes onto TikTok because that is what you do in life, right? Something happens, you go on social media. But what I did learn, if you call people out on social media, like I had to call Bank of America out on social media one time, they'll contact you. They'll get back to you real fast and quick. So I guess she hears from Saks. And Saks is like, we're going to look into this. Because you should. Because you're embarrassing yourself right now, Sex. And they figure out that it was like a fraudulent return. So what somebody did is they bought this $275 ashtray, which I don't know if that's with or without the percentage off. I'm just gonna let's just say it's a $350 ashtray. They bought this ashtray. They were like, I don't want this anymore, and they packaged it back up, but instead of putting the ashtray in there, they put a can of tuna, albacore tuna and water, and they sent it back. They didn't do that on accident. You don't send a can of tuna accidentally, okay? You do not put a can of tuna in a Dolce & Gabbana bag or box and then put that Dolce & Gabbana box in a Saks Fifth Avenue box. Tape it up and send it back by USPS. You don't do that. You don't put, if you're buying an ashtray that's $350, you're not going to accidentally send back a can of tuna. Not even a name brand can. It's just a can of tuna. So they're like, it's a fraudulent return, but you know, we're gonna work this out with you. So homegirl had to actually buy another one before, I guess, by like, so that they could have time to remedy everything. So ma'am, you are just sitting there with about $600-700 that you can spend on ashtrays. Far be it from me to tell people how to spend their money. It's not my money. Do what you want with it. But that's just a type of lifestyle that I can't quite understand. That is just not, that's not how I live my life. That's a whole hell of a lot of money for an ashtray. And you know what? I was like, you know what, Bailey? Girl, treat yourself. Until I read further down in the article, and they said Miss Bailey, she's not even using that ashtray for ash. She's not using it for the ash from a cigarette or a whatever else be making ash. She's using it to put her jewelry in. She's using the ashtray as like just a little jewelry plate. That's a lifestyle that I don't understand. Girl, when I tell you sometimes I've used a full-on glass to throw some like cheap ass earrings and rings and necklaces in, then I have to like untangle them. Like, I've never in life. Like, first of all, I wonder if this has been like on her Christmas list for a long time or something, because I was taken aback by the $275 ashtray. But then she not even using it for ash. That makes me not like Bailey very much. That makes me not like her, because Bailey, what are you doing? What is your, Bailey, what do you do for like work that you can afford? Listen, I can't afford no $275 ad. I can't afford no $275 nothing. Like, I mean, come on. Because initially I was like, oh my God, this entire can of tuna, this is hilarious. And then I sat with myself for a moment. I was like, this girl spent about $600 on an ashtray. Like, I think she's going to get her money back from Saks, you know, for the return. And they also gave her a $100 gift card. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about that. But you know what? I don't know if she makes me as discombobulated as this other woman. I've read about this young lady and just sort of skipped over it and paid no attention. But then here she go, back in the news. Another TikTok person. This one, this lady, have you heard of her? What's her name? Meredith, not Meredith Duxbury, whatever that lady's name is. Like, Michelle, it's something with an M, y'all. I don't know that I'm real pressed to find it out, but let me see. I might have jotted it down because it was just messing with my spirit. Madison, that's another one. Bailey and Madison. Tell me where you live. I'm thinking Hilton Head. Like, you know, like, I'm thinking you're the kind of people that go up north, you don't go down south. So, Madison, she's about 26, and she's a little TikTok star. And she's a star for her shenanigans. This is where we need to figure it out, and we need to get on these, like, trends, guys. We need to start something, okay? And we need to be famous. If not famous, then rich. I actually will take rich over my mom. But I need to be, like, super duper rich. Those people who somehow, like, don't pay taxes. That's the kind of rich I need to be. So, Madison, she is known for going into places and working for free. Now, if you can work for free, that means you are in a different income bracket than I am. You're in a different tax bracket. You're in that bracket where you somehow just shy away from paying taxes, okay? That's what's happening for you. So she goes and she works for free. Let me tell you what she's been doing. I wrote it down. So most recently, she was at Dollar Tree. We already talked about Dollar Tree, 99-cent store, all that jazz, you know. They're not really a dollar and such. This woman was stocking stuff, like stocking shelves. The part that just blew my mind right out of my head. After working a little bit, she had to use the restroom. So she goes to the restroom. She recognizes that there's no toilet paper. So she goes and she buys some toilet paper. I don't know if she bought it from said Dollar Tree or if she went somewhere else and got like some good 2-ply. Not sure. But you know what Miss Madison did after? Child, she got on her hands and knees and she cleaned the Dollar Tree bathroom. I know that it's a job that has to be done. I know. I don't know if she, like, I don't know, did she use glove? Like, I don't know what she did. I don't know why she felt the need to, okay? I don't know. Just for, like, views, I guess. Maybe that's probably how she's making her money, off of her shenanigans. But let me tell you the other places that she has gone to. Because sometimes she's working and sometimes she's trying to see, in general, she's trying to see how long she can go about working there without getting noticed or without getting kicked out. So let me tell you a couple places. This woman, she worked at Walmart a 9-hour shift. And she was like, I was so convincing that people were asking me questions. So she worked a 9-hour shift at Walmart. She worked an 8-hour shift at Target, stocking and cleaning. She went ahead and cleaned the bathroom again and organizing clothes, restocking shelves. She ended up being at Dollar Tree for 8.5 hours. Then she went up to Kroger, the grocery store, and she worked at Kroger for 6 hours until I guess somebody recognized her and then went and told their manager, and the manager was like, this is against labor laws, you got to go. So she did that for 6 hours. I wrote them all down, y'all, because I was really searching. She stayed at Anytime Fitness. It's apparently like it's a 24-hour open gym, this location. She stayed there for 26 hours exercising. She also, here comes some more tuna. I don't know what these, you remember that guy who liked to use like tuna essence as his cologne? Well, she took some snacks to the gym. She had like packets of tuna and I don't know what else. I mean, I'm not even saying I don't like tuna. I just don't understand why people are walking around with tuna. what was that guy's name? Like Tuna Tyler. And he was up in Kansas or something, making us all look bad. Okay, so then she also goes to places and tries to stay there for as long as she can in like restaurants. So she was at like in Hibachi Grill for 4.5 hours. She spent $13 only, but apparently she tipped people $100. She was at CC's Pizza for 8 hours and she spent $9. And then at some point one of the employees came up to her and was like, we just started a new rule where you can't be here for more than 2 hours. You know that they just went in the back in the freezer and was like, we have to find a way to get her out of here. And then she was at Golden Corral for 12 hours. This is how I know that some people have nothing but time. Nothing but time and money to spend. Because you, like, Bailey over here spending $600 on some ashtrays. And then you got Madison. Is that her name? Yeah, Madison over here. To me, it's wasting people's time. And it's making a mockery of things. Because there are some people that don't have the luxury of working at Target for free. This is their full-time, how I pay the bills job. And you are walking in. Oh, say something else. I think you have to be a certain race to be able to pull it off. Imagine my behind walking in talking about, I'ma just work up here at Target real quick. Girl, some of us already get mistaken for people that work at the store that we don't work at, even if we don't even have the uniform on. But this joker, she done went in there. You just wasting people time. You wasting time and resources. Because also, I don't know you like that. I don't know that you've been trained. I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with you stocking stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna walk by and some toilet paper gonna bite me on the head because you don't know how to stock merchandise. And was it at Kroger? She was going around setting out snacks for the workers. I don't want you near my food, Madison. I don't want you near my food, babes. I just don't. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I'm more okay with Bailey spending her own, possibly hard-earned, maybe given to her by her parents or her sugar daddy or somebody else who has money in her life. Maybe she made it herself, actually. You know, girl boss. I'm okay with Bailey spending her own money on this ashtray. What I'm not okay with, because initially I thought it was, now I don't know that I ever thought it was funny. I thought it was stupid. But now, Madison, not only do I think it's stupid, but I just think it's like, what a luxury. What a luxury that you can just go and post up at somebody's job for 12, 13, 26 hours and just put it up on TikTok and get like buku bank. And then you over here, like, thank you for cleaning the restrooms, okay? But I also don't know what you clean it with. What did you clean it with? Because I hope it wasn't just your sleeve and spit. Like, I hope that you, like, put some bleach and, like, I hope you really got into it. It's just, I feel like it's a lawsuit kind of waiting to happen. If I saw her, I would be like, no, I wouldn't. I am suing y'all because these are conglomerates. They have money. I am suing y'all because this is a hazard. This has got to be against labor laws. Like, tell me what you think about it, because the more I think about it, the more upset I am that people just do this kind of stupid stuff. And it feels like she's not walking into like Google headquarters, you know? She's not walking into Saks. She's not walking into, Goldman and Saks. She's walking into Walmart, Dollar Tree, and Target. There are levels of privilege in there that just boggle my entire mind. There's just something icky. There's something ick about it. I don't quite know what, but I just feel like Okay, here is the finished look. Real cute, real cute. I am looking forward to using some of the other shimmers, and actually the mattes in here aren't bad. Like, Adept is definitely, you'll hear everyone say, they're not known for their mattes, but I think these are better mattes than they've had in other palettes. So, there's that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to use this more. And I have a couple of other palettes I need to get some use out of. Let me know what you think about Bailey and Madison, okay? First of all, let me know what those names evoke for you. And then, what do you think? Because I know I have, like, I have a view on it that is like, why y'all do that? Don't do that. But that's from my own perspective and my own stuff, you know? So let me know what you think. Anyways, I think that's it. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. I would love it if you liked the video, and I would love it even more if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.